Hey everybody, this is John, and I want to thank you for listening to the second episode of the Anarchy Arena podcast. This week, instead of reviewing the new Tool album, we instead tell some stories about our lives before we became famous. Tales of intrigue, disaster, and of course we reflect on how we actually are still alive. So without further ado, here's all of us. So before we do these recordings, because how we're doing this through Discord, we're just kind of like talking to each other on Discord. We have to do a clap before we do this, and we've clapped about 3 times today. You know, just trying to make sure.
My hands are getting raw.
Yeah, yeah, they are getting raw, aren't they, Daddy?
Oh my goodness!
Oh my God! Okay. Well, I thought it would be a good method to keep everything lined up, and it's apparently we can't do anything synchronously.
Well, Billy
That's a
has
big
no
word.
sense. Yeah, it is a pretty big word, but Billy has no sense of rhythm.
That's my SAT word today.
That's the magical word of the day, folks. So make sure when you're
Jesus.
listening to this podcast, if you hear it again,
Yeah, it's written on a
scream out loud.
As loud as you possibly can. At
Yes.
the most random person you possibly can.
Scream in their face. Grab them by the ears and scream, and then just sit back down.
I'll die if we got a video one day of someone just screaming that word, just like
That
in a
would-
coffee shop.
I would die. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, I would retreat the shit out of it. You know.
Just get a video and all you see is someone going, synchronicity!
You're like, what fucking album is this? Did Tool come out with another one?
That'd be funny as fuck to hear that.
So yeah,
The Anarchy Arena album is just a collection of different people screaming random words at strangers they meet on the street.
Yeah. Remember, next time you go to the grocery store, make sure you buy word of the day toilet paper. So every time you wipe, you get a special word.
Is that a thing?
It is absolutely a thing.
Do you know that because you own some?
I have owned. I don't currently own.
Color me surprised.
Well, the color's gonna be brown, just so you know.
Oh.
Oh, that was dirty. Ah.
So, what are we doing today? Are we just gonna hang out and talk about shit?
We're just gonna hang out. We're gonna shoot the
Okay.
shit. This is our show. We can do whatever the hell we want.
True,
Mostly.
it is true.
You're pretty.
I am pretty. Thank you. You know, the first
You're
time you ever
welcome.
saw me, I didn't have pants on. So
That is true.
Wait, really? What? How have I never
Yeah.
heard this?
okay, so you remember Cards
He was there.
20? Yeah, you were there. It was
Yeah.
at your place.
That
Yeah,
was
was
the
that the
first
point?
time you met John?
Yes.
Yeah, was that the
Oh
point?
my God.
So, one of our mutual friends, Matt Karg, his 21st birthday was being held at Chris's apartment. And Chris's apartment was pretty much, you know, the place where we partied at all the time because, well, they never cleaned it, so it never really was that big of a deal.
Yeah, it had absolutely nothing to do with the people that lived there. It had everything to do with the fact that we lived in a nice apartment that we kept really shitty, so no one cared about trashing it.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did someone puke behind your couch?
That only happened once.
It only happened once.
That I know of.
Yeah,
so
that
the,
was a dope ass spot just because it never mattered what you did while you were there.
exactly. But the first time Billy ever met me, I was being the stripper for Matt Karg's birthday because I couldn't afford to buy beer, and I said, "Well, I'll be the entertainment if you want." And I think Sifford said, "Well, he's another mutual friend of ours." I think Sifford said, "Well, we don't have a stripper." Ha 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 ha. And I was
And
like,
John took that as an
sold.
opportunity.
Like, goddamn right, I took it as an opportunity. I'm a
walked
businessman.
in and I see him getting off the table in his underwear. He just comes running out to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm John. I'm the stripper." Okay. All right. Hey, John, the stripper. Are you gonna get dressed? He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go do that now." I was like, "Okay."
It was there are some moments in your life that are just burned in your brain that you can't get out no matter how much
Yep.
mental bleach there is. That is one of those moments.
Hey, listen,
was-
you
it was
guys,
love at first
you
sight.
guys were fucking lucky to see me like that. Okay, all right.
I don't know if
Since
lucky
then-
is the word I'd use.
It should be the word you use.
Yeah, I'm not
okay?
sure lucky's where I'd go with that one.
All right, fuck you both. How about that, huh? How about that? Fuck both of you. It'll never happen again.
It's a side of John I've never seen since.
That's a fair point. That's not an invitation either.
No, it's not.
But
I just want to get that out there.
I don't need to see John, on like Pornhub, like a John twerking video or something. I don't think I need that in my life.
Listen, I am not a Pornhub model. I am a YouPorn model. Get it right.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
My bad.
He's got this all set up.
That's
That's 2 episodes in a row that we mentioned Pornhub. I guess it's gonna be a trend.
We're trying to get a sponsorship from them too. So, hey Pornhub, if you're out there, we'll do a spot for you.
We'll do a spot.
Yeah, be like, hey guys, sometimes you get lonely or bored or just need something to do for 5 minutes. Why don't you go to Pornhub, beat one out, and then go back to your game or Overwatch, whatever you're playing.
And you know what makes it easier to beat one out on Pornhub, John?
What is
Blue
that?
Chew.
Blue Chew. Billy, would you like to have a dick so hard that even a cat couldn't scratch it?
Man, no, dude. I've taken Viagra before, and if you've ever taken Viagra before, that's such a hard dick.
Wait, what? What?
Why?
Okay, that's a story I need to hear.
Why? So,
I need to know this. Tell me.
I have to know.
It was in high school, and it was this bitch was bad, dude. Like, she was bad. I was just like, this has to happen. So, she said she wanted to do like right after school though, when I had like basketball practice right after school. So I was scared I was gonna be like tired and not be able to do nothing. So he gave me like a whole one. He was like, just break it in half though. You ain't gonna need the whole thing. So I was like, okay. So after practice, I took it. I went over to her place, and then on the way home, dude, I couldn't get it to go down. That shit was so hard. It was so hard. Like, it was so impossibly hard. And then when it says if you've had it longer than 4 hours, you should call a doctor, bruh. That lasted like 8 to 10 hours. I was nervous, but I didn't want to tell my parents because I was sitting, face down all fucking day, but my parents didn't see nothing. I was freaking out, dude. I was like, it's so uncomfortably hard.
Yeah, but at 18,
like,
if you've got a hard on for 8 hours, you're like, oh God, make it go away, make it go away. At 30, if we have a hard on for 8 hours, we're like, fuck yeah, that thing still works.
Yeah, I miss my teenage hard ons, man. They were great. Like, I wish I had some pictures.
It would have been different if it was like now where I have my own place to go to, but when you're still living with your parents and shit, it's like, all right, you can stop now. You're done. Game over.
Mission accomplished. Stop. Go back to base, damn it.
Like, please stop.
I can only jerk you off so many times. What the hell are you doing? Like,
you only have so many layers of skin, guy.
Right?
Come on.
I shit you not. I used to know this guy in Boy Scouts. We were sitting around at a camp one day, and I don't know how we got on the fucking subject, but this dude admitted that the most times that he'd rubbed one out in a day was 27. Like, how do you have a dick left after that? After 27?
That's like rookie numbers. I mean, what?
I don't think I've ever counted.
Well,
I know it's nowhere near 27.
If I'm gonna jerk off,
that sounds painful,
right?
Well, that's like marathon jerking off.
Yeah.
Marathon jerking off doesn't end until you can't, like, when you grab the door handle, you pass out from pain. That's how that works out.
From wait, you're grabbing the door handle because you're in pain. Now, is it because your hand is in pain from being clenched in one position for 27 rounds, so the door handle hurts, or is it just your dick hurts that much? Which one is it, or is it a combination of both?
I think it's a little bit of blood loss there, because there's only so much blood that can go into a dick, and it's gonna take it from somewhere.
It's like the old Robin Williams joke: God gave man enough blood to run both your brain and your dick, but only to run one at a time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, look at your dating history.
Those are stories that cannot be aired on this show due to graphic nature.
Oh my God,
I think we need to do a whole series on Chris's exes.
The Chris's scary ex-girlfriend show.
Oh my God!
No.
Yes,
that does
Chris.
not need to happen.
Chris, it totally needs to happen.
Maybe a choice few that I can rename that we can keep nameless.
We'll just do it. We'll just do it like Ramona. Fuck, what's her last goddamn name?
Flowers.
Ramona Flowers and her 7 evil exes. We'll just do.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
We'll do Chris Barrett and his 7 evil exes.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. That's gonna be a thing. So look forward to that, folks.
Oh my God.
I don't know why, but for some reason, when you brought me up, Billy started laughing, and the only story I could think of that hit my head was the night that Billy saved my life.
Oh my God, dude.
You remember that shit?
I told this story the other day.
Yeah, I will never forget that shit. And what's funny is, really looking back, It really wasn't that crazy, but
it
It's
was.
a hell of a memory. It's a hell of a memory.
So I guess I'll tell it again. So this was back in the day. This is way back in the day when I was majorly like smoking a whole bunch, and I'm not talking about cigarettes here.
No,
So,
he was.
Well,
he
I
was.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're still hanging with the big boys.
He was
Yeah.
still token with the rest of us. You know,
Yes.
he was cool then.
Well,
He's
thanks
lo-
for that.
Yeah, he has
Jesus,
since. I'm
burn.
sorry, but you have since lost that cool point. I'm sorry.
I have since lost the ability to do it without turning into
Yeah.
a paranoid piece of shit. So,
It's been like that for years.
yeah, it has. But anyway, so I'm fixing to move out of the apartment I was living in. It's a shitty little 2-bedroom apartment. It was fucking terrible. It was in a terrible part of town.
Was that the villa?
I
Was that
believe
what it was? Yeah, it
I
was the
believe it
villa.
was.
'Cause
So-
I was.
It was the because it was right near the campus.
Yeah, it was right down the street from
campus.
campus.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
By the way, folks, just to set up how shitty these apartments are, this is the same apartment complex he had his apartment broken into and shit stolen out of.
That's true. Well, I know none of my stuff got stolen. My roommate's stuff did. I can thank my
Right.
dog at the time for that.
Right. Yeah, Mikey looked terrifying until you realized he was stupid.
Fucking
Yeah, pretty much. That dog saved my shit. So you know what?
Fucking Mikey, dude.
Right? So I'm
that's
fixing to move
really
out of this
smart.
apartment like literally the next day. I'm actually fixing to move in with John and his wife, and for
To
the
move
first
into
time.
a shittier house.
Yeah, well, we didn't know it at the time.
Oh, we did.
We chose to forget about it.
Exactly.
So I'm literally going home after work, getting ready to pack my shit up so I can, finish packing and head over and move in there in the morning. So pull up to my apartment, I walk upstairs, and this dude starts following me, and he starts calling out. He's like, "Hey, hey!" And in my head, I'm thinking, all right, I got one of two choices here. I can either A, talk to him, or B, run inside my apartment, lock the door, and he's going to sit out there and beat on my door all night until either someone calls the cops or I have to answer him. So fuck it. Let's just get it out of the way now, and I'll answer him. So I turn around, and he asked me to drive him up the street, which literally, by up the street, I mean a grand total of 50 yards, to the gas station so he can get himself a cigarette. I figure, all right, same dilemma, whatever. It's easier just to take him and get rid of him and let it be done. So I don't have to worry about this creepy dude banging on my door all night. So I throw him in the car, which at the time was a shitty 1995 Subaru Legacy with the kind of tint that you can buy and put on yourself, except I didn't. My grandfather did, so it was all bubbly and shitty looking. I love that piece of shit car, though. I don't give a fuck.
That thing
what
was a
anyone says.
fucking tank. I love that car. It was so
It kept going.
bad,
I kept
but
beating the
nothing would
shit
kill
out of it. Exactly. Nothing killed that car until it did get killed, but that wasn't my fault. That's not as good of a story. Anyway, so I go to drive this dude up to the gas station like 50 yards away, and he's like, nah, I want to do the one over here. And the one over there was like half a mile away. I'm like, all right, whatever. Not that big a deal. So he gets to talking, and I find out that he's recently out of the military. I don't know how true any of this is, by the way, but he says that he's recently out of the military, and one of the first things he did when he got out is he went to Amsterdam for the Cannabis Cup. And I know both of you boys know what the Cannabis Cup is.
I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm a good Christian boy.
I have never heard anything funnier in my life.
You're gonna burn.
I am. I accept it.
Anyway,
Satan.
yeah, right. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, the Cannabis Cup is exactly what it sounds like. It is a quote-unquote tournament in Amsterdam where they judge new pot strains. And apparently it's a big thing. It's like a whole convention. Imagine Comic-Con, but for pot.
Especially bigger back then because legalization wasn't as popular of a thing.
Yeah, I think they have one in America now too.
I think you're right. They do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's like, yeah, I just got back from Amsterdam. I was at the Cannabis Cup, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a brick. Now, it's like 9:30 at night. It's dark as shit. I can't tell what a brick of it is. So I just like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. Trying to,
not
really entice, trying to not entice him and not die. So he's like, you want some? I'm like, nah, man, I'm kind of broke right now. Can't really afford that shit. Next thing I know, this motherfucker whips out like a 3.5, 4-inch pocket knife out, flips it open, cuts it in half. He goes, how about now? Nah, man, I really can't afford it. Like, I just can't right now. Starts twiddling the knife in his hands, cuts one of those blocks in half again. He goes, what about now? I said, dude, I'm serious. I really can't. At this point, I'm starting to get freaked out because he's got this big ass knife. He's in my car. I don't know who the hell this dude is. I realize that I have been a complete fucking idiot about this. And all I want is this motherfucker out of my car.
You've been real fucking dumb with it.
In retrospect, I was dumb. All I
you were
want
real fucking
is this
dumb.
dude out of my car. So he cuts the brick in half again, and then he starts just twirling the knife in his hands. He's like, "What about that?" And I said, "How much?" He said 60. Now I'm thinking in my head, and I'm like, "That's like all the fucking money I got in my bank account right now." Because I was broke, okay? I was a pizza delivery boy. I was broke. So I'm like, you know what? Fine, whatever. So going to the gas station, he didn't need a cigarillo. He was just trying to offload this fucking shit, whatever the hell it was. So, because I didn't know what it was at the time. So, go to the gas station, go to the ATM. It's not for my bank, so not only am I pulling out $60, but I'm overdrafting by $3 because, fucking random ass ATMs suck. Get back in the car, hand him the money. He hands me the brick. I put it in my glove box. And he asked me to drive him somewhere that was like a quarter mile away from the apartment. Like, we literally just made a giant loop. And I drop him off. He gets out of the car. Nothing else is said. I am freaking the fuck out. I don't know what I just bought. I don't know if I'm screwed. I thought this motherfucker was going to kill me. It was bad. So who do I call? The person at the time who was considered the professor of drugonomics.
Hold on. You don't even understand how deep Billy was into this game. All right.
At the time, it was pretty damn deep, and I only
this motherfucker had a microscope. He had like one of those magnifying desk lamps.
Yes, he did.
Like he was the professor. Which reminds me of another story, but I'll tell it after this one.
So I call up the professor of drugonomics, aka Billy. I'm like, I'm shaking. My voice is shaking. I'm talking super fast. I'm like,
stunned.
I'm like, dude, I don't know what I just bought. I don't know what the hell this is. I'm freaking the hell out. I need your help. He's like, okay, calm down. Get over here. I'll have a bowl packed when you get over here. We'll figure it out. Instantly calmed. Not all the way calmed, but calm enough to drive down the road to his apartment. So I get there with this brick of God knows what in my pocket, and I get in the door, and sure enough, there's Billy standing right there with a bowl waiting for me. So I take a hit or two, and then I calmly, slowly explain to him what happened. At the end of the story, I pull out the brick, and I hand it to him. And he kind of mulls it over in his hands, tosses it back and forth a little bit, holds it up to the light, and he's like, hang on, come here. So Billy walks me and him and whoever happened to be in the apartment at the time back into his room, where, yes, as John said, shit you not, he had a giant workbench with one of those magnifying glass lamps on it, and he bends it over and he gets in his chair and he's like straightening his shirt and shit, getting all scientific about it. And he's looking at it and he's holding it up under the light. He breaks a corner off and he smells it. I swear to God, I remember you like put a tip of it to your tongue just to taste it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you did.
See, yeah, Chris is too afraid. He won't even consume the shit. I'm like, we gotta consume it to figure out what the hell it is. I mean, someone's got to be the guinea pig, so I just went ahead and did it.
Yeah, and he did.
You don't get everywhere by being Dr. Jekyll. Sometimes you got to be Mr. Hyde. You got to take the shit.
Yeah. So Billy takes taste of it. And he looks at me and he goes, "You know what you got here, right?" I said, "No, that's why the fuck I came to you." He's like, "You got blueberry Kush hash." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. What does that mean?" He goes, "How much did you pay for it?" I said, "I paid $60 for it." He's like, "You want to turn it into 120?" I took a tiny corner off of this brick. I said, "Can you still turn that into 120?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Good. I don't want to see it ever again. Call me when you got the money."
That shit was so funny. He was freaking out. He thought this shit was like some black tar heroin.
I didn't know what the fuck.
This is just some hash, bro.
I can't even imagine how hard you were laughing at me in your head that whole night.
Oh, I can tell you how hard he was laughing at you.
The scenario was shitty.
Laughing real hard at you.
Oh yeah, I took some of that from. I was like, hell yeah, that shit was sitting in my house. I'm gonna fucking sprinkle that on top like a little icing on a cupcake. Are you kidding me? That's some good shit.
But yeah,
Jordan ended up buying about half of it.
Yep. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Jordan ended up buying about half of it because he did the same shit. He looks at it. Because it's weird to see it packed like the way it was. It was packed in a super brick, weird, and it was like a stick of butter kind of thing. Like it was super weird. I'd never seen it packed like that. And Jordan did the same shit I did. He looked at it, he like broke it down, he licked it, and he's like, I know what this is like. It's an instant thing. Like once you kind of like taste it and you realize what it is, you're like, oh, this ain't so scary no more.
Yeah.
Let's figure this out. That's the night that Billy saved my life. And in retrospect, you really didn't, but at the time, you totally did.
Yeah, no, you were fucking... dude, you were shaking in my room. Like, you were, like, shaking.
For the record, I am a cop's son. So that whole scenario had me even more freaked out because I realized in the aftermath how dumb I was. And my dad's heard this story since. He's like, yeah, that was pretty fucking dumb.
I was about to say, does Ronnie know about this one?
Oh, he knows most of the stories, and he heard that one
Good.
probably
Hi,
about
Ronnie.
2 years. Yeah, he heard that one about 2 years after it happened. He goes, "You're an idiot.
Yeah.
What did I do wrong with you, boy?"
Dude, man.
Man, if he knew the shenanigans that me and Billy got into, he'd probably tell you not to be friends with us.
More than likely.
Because Billy, at the time, got into what I think is the worst situation I've ever seen involving drugs. So this is when
okay,
I
this
was.
is pretty
This is
great.
not the story I thought you were going for, but
No,
okay.
no. So we were and just for the record, I'm going to change the names to keep the innocent, innocent, and that way nobody can sue us or try to go after us.
Also,
But,
for the record, there are no innocents. We're changing the names because we're not assholes.
Exactly. So this is during a time where Billy was, I think you were middlemaning or straight up dealing. I'm not sure. Were you dealing?
It was pretty inconsistent. It depended.
Right, but he would always be the guy that would buy up for all of us and then bring it back. He was working with the either the biggest or up there.
Oh, you're telling this
Oh,
story.
yeah.
At the time this happened, I was super middleman. I was just kind of getting started.
Yeah.
Or we'll call him Woodstock.
Yeah, we'll call him Woodstock. His name is Woodstock, and he was one of the biggest dealers in our little college town, and he was for real. So one night, me and Billy are sitting there, and we wanted to re-up. For those of you not in the know, that means buy more so you can smoke more. We decided that we wanted to re-up, so Billy hit his guy up. Well, his guy told him that he'd be there, but what exactly happened, Billy? Because this, I know you know more about it because it happened to you directly. I'm just looking at this from the outside. Yeah.
Well, I drove to meet him, and then when I got out of my car, he kind of trapped me and said, "Hey, we're gonna have to blindfold you." And I was like, no. I was like, this is not how this is gonna. What do we mean you have to blindfold me? What? We can't just do this here. He was like, no, I have
from
to.
a drug deal into a gang rape.
I have to show you something. And he was like, I'm making big moves, and I'm like, but I have to be blindfolded. I was like, what? Am I gonna ride in the back of your car? He was like, yeah. He was like, me and these boys, and there's some big dudes, and I was just like, you know what, dude. Fuck it. I don't know. I'm young, dumb. I don't know why I did it. I just did it. I was like, fine, let's go, man. I just want some green. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I ended up doing it. They blindfolded me. They walked me to the car. I sat in the car. And then I don't even know how long it was. It was at least a 15, 20-minute car ride. And we finally get some apartment and they unblindfold me. And it's literally empty except for crates of fucking weed.
Yeah.
There's pallets of it just in every room.
Meanwhile,
that you can see.
Meanwhile, our friend Nathan and Jesse are sitting at the house he should have been back by now. We were like, where the fuck is he?
Well, so, I ended up meeting the big honcho while he was there, and his name is his name, but yeah, I guess he only rolls he can only stay in a city about every 6 months at the longest, and he has to bail. So, and I think I was right at the end of the line because that night ended up being kind of cool. It was terrifying because there was AKs and shit on the walls. It was terrifying. I had no idea where the hell I was, but we went that one time, and then it was awesome because he was like, "This is this." He started naming off what everything was. I got the pick. I came home with the Fruity Pebbles. It was the dankest of dank I've ever had in my entire fucking life.
Yep, it was pretty good.
That shit was delicious. But
tasted like Fruity Pebbles too. No shit,
dude. Legit, it did. It was so good. But I asked my guy that took me there to take me back because it really, it was scary, but nothing happened, right? So I was down to go back, and he was like, bro, he gone. He skipped town. I was like, fuck, no way. I was like, that shit was dope. That was the dopest dope I ever smoked. You know what I'm saying? That shit was tight.
There's another T-shirt for the Anarchy Arena podcast. The dopest dope I ever smoked.
You can tell when Billy's talking about those days because he goes way back into that kind of voice.
Yeah,
man, dude, that shit was tight. But it was that had me shaking. I was pretty stirred up over that.
So
'Cause I could've
what
easily
he's
died.
leaving out is when he came back home. So we're sitting in the living room, and in the way the apartment was set up, like the door to the outside, literally, like when you open it, you see into living room, kitchen, everything. So he comes in through the door, closes it behind him, and he is like white. I'm talking about like sheet
Yeah.
white. And I was like,
terrified.
what happened, dude? And he was like, oh, I just ran into the biggest of bigs. And I was like, no, you did not. I was like, you're such a fucking liar. No, he ran into the biggest of the fucking bigs. Let me tell you, there's still people that talk his fucking name. I'll just put that out there.
Yeah.
And
wasn't this right about the same time that they found the cave in the dump that had like pounds upon pounds of the shit?
I don't know if it was, but I have a funny side story. I lived like in high school. I had a house that was less than a mile away from that cave.
What?
Like legitimately, we saw the cops screaming down the road when they busted them, and we were like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Damn!" But at that time, I didn't do anything bad because I hadn't met you assholes. So
yeah, we corrupted you, and we have no apologies for it.
No, I appreciate it. But like he comes in and he's like, oh, I need to smoke. I said, all right. So we pack up a bowl and he tells us this fucking story. And I was like, all right, Billy, I think you might be getting a little bit too big for your britches, buddy. I was like, you might need to start slowing down. And he was like, no, it's okay. And then, he got way bigger. Billy had a very interesting like 20s. Like very interesting 20s. Would you say so, Billy? Or
after that, it got interesting because it wasn't even about really having it was the easy part at a certain point, but it was when we had the 13 people living in the 4-bedroom apartment. That was tight because then it was just we all had what we had and we traded. At that point, it was just like get whatever it is that you get, and then we'll flip flop. Like you get the juicy, and then I get this, and then we'll swap. Like, and then we can all have it together. So it's like tight. Like, it was like a super crazy. It was fun as fuck, but man, I could like. There's no way I could ever go back to that. That lifestyle is exhausting.
No.
I think I remember going over to the apartment during one of those times, and we had a friend of ours sitting on the couch, or not sitting. He was passed the fuck out, and y'all had been smoking out of hookahs all night, and he was just passed out, like straight up weed coma. And someone took the baggie and put it up under his nose, and he sits bolt upright and just completely awake.
We going again?
Man, we going again?
We going again? We going again? Yep. Sounds like the person.
Yep.
But that as tight as me and Billy are, that was one of the few times we've ever really been,
on
distant.
hiatus.
Yeah. Well, it was just like, at the time I had Jesse, and I think we were engaged, and I didn't want to be part of that life. I
didn't know who the hell I was talking to, man. My brain was so gone. It was
and that was the other bad part. That was the other bad part is that Billy looked like he was like probably like 50 pounds underweight.
Man, I was the same weight the whole time.
No, dude, you looked bad. You looked bad. You looked like you hadn't eaten in a couple of days.
Because you were a mixture of two people at the time. You were that guy, and then you were also the guy who was spending hours and hours and hours and hours in the lab doing research on God knows what.
Yeah, because that's what he does, and that's what he's done to me as well. Is that whenever we find something out or think something sounds interesting, we'll spend hours looking up things about it until we're like, okay, now I can talk about this. So. But
and then find the two that kick your ass all the way to the emergency room and realize how to not to do them.
Yeah, well, you better be so happy I wasn't around during that time when that happened.
Oh my god, dude.
I would have been like, you need to stop now, and you need to get rid of these friends that you have. I'd have been your damn
dad.
Yeah, I'd have been your fucking dad. I've been like, you listen here, son. You're not gonna hang out with those little miscreants anymore. You're gonna go get a damn job, or you're gonna go to the military, which kind of happened anyways.
Well, it was good I had someone, because if I didn't have Nathan, I don't know what would have happened.
You would have died. Remember, he saved your ass from an OD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He got me good on that one. The Adderall one was a close one, but the other one was pretty serious. That one was pretty bad.
That's when you were doing shrooms, right? That was when you were doing shrooms?
Yeah, that was when I was doing shrooms. That was before I got to the point where I couldn't consume them anymore. There was one time I got like $70 worth and instantly threw it up, and I was like, I'm never eating these fucking things again. What a waste of damn money. Are you kidding me?
You know, I would say it just sounds like
it.
I would say it just sounds like we spent our 20s doing nothing but doing copious amounts of drugs, and to a certain extent, that's correct. But
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not all we did. We drank too, a lot.
Yeah, we drank a lot. Oh my god, we drank a lot.
Way too much. Way too much drinking.
Yeah. There's certain alcohols we can't have anymore. You know, like Billy can't have rum anymore. I can't have moonshine anymore.
I can't look at Jägermeister anymore. Not even look at it.
Man, you were so about that stuff. Jeez.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was about the Jaeger. I was the rum guy.
Yeah, that's right. You like that tattoo crap.
Which is the exact same fucking thing. I don't know why you're cutting the line because it's rum. It's the exact same thing. It's licorice liquor.
Fuck. Yeah, they're both.
I never thought that tattoo tasted like licorice. Jaeger tasted like licorice, but in the worst possible licorice you could ever have. And
yeah, it's the black licorice.
Yeah, I just got so burnt out on it because every single party we had was a bottle of rum, a bottle of vodka, and a bottle of Jaeger. Now I don't drink any of them.
I never drank copious amounts of liquor until it was your place too, man. Y'all always had liquor on deck, and I was just never really. My body just doesn't handle that so well. Because once I'm gone,
especially when it's rum.
Especially when it's rum. Oh my god.
Considering how old we were at that apartment, I don't know how we always had copious amounts of liquor.
No, I know. Well, you gotta think, I only really did stupid shit until 22 because I joined the military at 22.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
he had like a good 4 years of being
like
a fucking degenerate.
I was like, it was like 6 years because I did start college a little early, but because I started at FSU, remember? So
yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
But it was once I got to Tennessee, just I don't know, it exploded.
So you went to the doctorate program before you came here. Got it. Like the doctorate program of how to get fucked up completely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was back when Florida State was still like top party school in the nation.
Yeah, that's
still up there.
That's not entirely accurate, but okay. I'll let you
listen.
have it.
We don't include Virginia Tech because we don't include professionals. All right,
exactly.
You Virginia fuckers are like, oh, he's got alcohol poisoning. Well, just push him to the side. He'll be okay. Like,
yeah,
because that's what you assholes did to me when I drank moonshine. And that's the reason why I can't have that shit anymore.
It's the night we did tequila moonrises.
Yeah, that was a dumbass fucking idea. Let me tell you that much.
Idea.
If anyone ever says to you, let's mix tequila and moonshine, you smack that fucker in the face and you run the other direction because they're stupid. Who almost let the R word go?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we were already drunk when I came up with that idea, so drunk us thought it was a great idea. One small problem. Clear moonshine, dark tequila.
Look, I specifically asked the person who bought that shit to get clear tequila, but he is so stupid, he couldn't figure out that clear tequila goes with clear liquor. So he's the one that really fucked us over.
Yeah, he really fucked us over. But never mix moonshine and tequila. Bad idea.
It's because of times like that I leave little Post-it notes because sober Billy and drunk Billy are two totally different Billies, and they have to communicate to each other. Because once drunk Billy takes over, there's no going back, and there's no helping it. But if I have this little Post-it note here telling me not to do a certain thing or to remind me where like my keys are, or like when I'm drunk to remind sober Billy, I'll throw my keys like in my closet sometimes. I don't know why I fucking do it. I just throw them in my closet. And then so I'll leave a Post-it note, hey, your keys are in your closet. And I do it. Both sides have gotten really good about communicating because if I would have never left that Post-it, I never would have found my fucking keys.
Okay, so that's a really, really good smart drunk moment. So now I'm wondering, John, do you have a smart drunk moment? I know I do.
Smart drunk moment. Not really, man. Whenever I get drunk, I just get stupid. Like I become the dumbest person you've ever met. I complain about hills that are my enemy.
That's true. Even when there are no hills.
True. And mosquitoes. You know, hills, mosquitoes, and bears. That's my top 3. I point at cars that are driving by, asking if they're a cop.
Yes, been there, heard that.
Yeah, and I like to hug people a lot. So I don't really have any like smart drunk stories. I just kind of do dumb shit and then it works out for me. Well, actually,
there's nothing John's more scared of though than mosquitoes, hills, and bears.
Yeah,
so remember
they're the 3 enemies. Like they're
That's a t-shirt right
think
there.
about this.
Mosquitoes,
Think about
bears,
this.
and hills.
Mosquitoes spread viruses. There's the reason why we had the norovirus. There's the reason why we have Zika. The mosquitoes spread viruses. They're evil, evil, tiny little creatures that have no purpose or real meaning to exist. Yet for some reason, we can't kill them all. What the fuck? What the hell is going on? I believe it's a government conspiracy, if you ask me. But this isn't
That's a
that
whole
podcast.
other show.
This isn't that podcast.
This guy.
Hills are horrible because you're constantly walking up them. Your calves are fucking on fire, especially when you're drunk, and especially bears. Imagine if your drunk ass runs into a bear. That's going to be horrible.
Oh,
so
dude, there was this one time I ran into a bear.
There is this one time he did run into a bear.
That's true.
Maybe we'll tell that story on this podcast. But no, those three things they are true enemies to the human person. Just saying.
I have no complaints. Just remember about bears. You don't have to be faster than the bear. You just can be faster than the guy next to you. That's all that really matters.
Exactly. And in my scenario, that was Corey.
Yeah, except Corey
that wouldn't have been that hard.
Dusted your ass, like,
dude.
Corey was like, "Fuck this shit!" Like,
no, Corey was the one in the back because he was the one that messed with it.
Because messing with a bear sounds like something he would do.
He threw a freaking rock at it, dude.
Oh my god,
dude! He threw it. He was like, "I don't think that's really a bear." And then he threw the freaking rock, and it, moves, and we're just like a movie like Jumanji, like the kids are just screaming, running down the woods, and there's people staring at us like, what are they running from? And there's nothing coming. Because we looked back and it never moved. We went back, we got the park ranger, and then we went back and he was like, yeah, that's a black bear just hibernating in there. And I was like, Corey, you would have been so dead, bro. I was toasting your ass. You were fucking stuttering back there. He was like, I can't breathe. He scrunches
because the
his nose
had
ring.
asthma.
He was just sitting there scrunching his nose ring. He's like, I can't breathe.
Oh my god, I can see it in my head.
I know,
right?
You know what I mean?
Oh my god,
it's so funny.
Do you want to tell some Corey stories? Because I'm down to tell some Corey stories.
Oh man, dude, I don't have any off the top of my head. I mean,
do you want to talk about the keys? K-E-Y-S, Youlean.
Oh my god, I remember this. Hey, John, sounds like this story. You know what this story needs? This story needs a little real talk.
Real talk, folks. So this is after a party we had, and this is when it was our place that was hosting the parties, where me, Billy, and Nathan lived together, and also kind of Corey lived there as well.
He was your couch monster.
No, he did.
No. He was under Nathan's bed monster. That's what he was.
Yep.
That's not creepy.
It was actually pretty dope. It was like
it was pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah. There was they made it look just like bunk beds, like 100%.
But no. So this after party, everyone already went home, and Corey is drunk. Now, when Corey's drunk, he's kind of an aggressive asshole.
Yeah, it's 75% aggressive asshole with a 25% chance of being Cuddlebug. You never really got the Cuddlebug very often, though.
No, but you got the I'm gonna punch everything in the face if I can. And Nathan was also drunk. And when Nathan's drunk, we like to call him Doofus, because Doofus is the exact opposite of Nathan. He'll do everything.
Nathan is a highly intelligent individual. Doofus is, oh god,
a drunk frat boy at best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At best.
I can be, for sure.
So everybody goes home, and like we're starting to get settled for the night, and all of a sudden Corey and Nathan start arguing and like throwing punches at each other, and me and fucking Billy, skinny ass Billy, short ass me, trying to separate these fucks.
And I'm basically like, John, do something, because I can't do anything.
So I grab Corey, and I'm like a NFL offensive lineman. I grab him by his shirt and just lift his ass up in the air to push him away. And he's like, "Give me my keys. I want my keys." And I was like, "Dude, we don't have your fucking keys. We're not going to give you your keys. You're drunk. You're not going anywhere. So just go pass the fuck out." "I want my motherfucking keys. K-E-Y-S, Youlean, my motherfucking keys." Which in retrospect sounds hilarious as shit, but he is saying this with the most like vigor in his body, and he is pissed.
He did the hand motion, like imagine taking your right hand and just like pinching like your key ring and jingling your hand. That's what he did.
Yes.
But super aggressively.
And we hid these fucking keys in Billy's underwear drawer because we thought that'd be the one place Corey wouldn't go. Corey knew that these keys were in Billy's room and was like, no,
Man,
let me in there.
bloodhound.
Let me in there. I was like, no, you're not going in there. And like, I have to, why is the short fat fucker the one that has to block the tall, like 6'2", angry, hardcore kid that's probably going to start like swing punching me here in a moment?
Or have
Because
an
I'm
asthma
not
attack.
The what?
Or have an asthma attack.
Or have a fucking asthma attack and then I have to deal with that.
50-50 shot, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
two-
Corey would have just ran right over me. I was a toothpick to him.
Yeah, he would have just been like, boom, and then you'd be dead.
Yeah,
Like-
there would be a humanoid-shaped object inside of one of the walls.
exactly.
Like, that's all that would have happened if I would have gotten his way.
And you know, those fuckers also, god damn it, I have so many stupid fucking stories about Nathan and Corey. Like the time where Nathan almost threw Corey off the fucking balcony. Do you remember that one, Billy?
Oh my
I
God,
fucking remember
over-
that one.
Because there was these 3 cute-ass girls, bruh.
Yep,
and it
yep.
ended up becoming a fucking cockfest over who was getting what. And oh my God, they were so drunk. And then Frat Boy Nathan left, and then the ogre Nathan came out.
Oh, God.
All because
His
Corey,
caveman side, his Neanderthal side came out hard.
because Corey basically said one of the girls wasn't cute, and that was the one that Nathan was really into. And Nathan literally grabs Corey and is like dangling his ass over a balcony. And Billy is outside with him. I don't know why I'm never in these situations to begin with, but apparently, Billy, you're there. Billy's like
I'm
screaming
trying to
at,
split them up. Like,
yeah.
with
I
all my
get it.
Trying to
might.
be responsible.
And he's
Yeah,
like-
well, we're okay. We live on the 3rd story, and we are above a pool. There is no grass below us. It is cement. So if anyone falls off of our 3rd story balcony, it is not going to end well.
No, somebody's leaving with something broken if they're lucky.
Yeah.
And Billy's like, you gotta help me, you gotta help me. And I was like, God fucking damn it. Again, because this happened before. And I had to like get in between them and pry them off while trying not to push Corey any fucking further. Because if this guy goes an inch further, he's dying.
He's going.
So I literally just like, I grab Nathan, throw him on the couch, and I say, you stay right there. And then I look at Corey and I'm like, dude, I don't care what you have to do, go somewhere. Just so we don't have to have the fight. Okay. Like, he didn't even like actually fight with us on that one, which made me happy.
Yeah, Corey was the easier one. It was Nathan that was the handful on that one.
Yeah. Because Nathan got stupid drunk. It was like, I'm gonna hurt somebody. But, it sounds like these were look back on it and laugh. Ha 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 ha.
See, I was either never at any of those parties, or I left early, or I came late, and I guess it was really lucky the one time that I came late and I got to save everybody's life from being
I
stuck
was
outside.
just about to bring that up, dude. I love
See?
you so much. for
Great
that night.
minds. So
Bro.
this up at the same apartment, I get called over because there's a party that night. I'm like, all right, well, let me get off work. I think I'm like 22, maybe 23 at this point. I'll get off work, I'll grab a case of beer, and I'll head over. So I've got my case of beer in hand, and I'm walking up the stairs, and I knock on the door. There's no answer. I'm like, all right, they probably can't hear me. And then I put my ear to the door, and there's no sound. Like zero, no sound at all. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I try the doorknob, the door opens. All right, shit, cool. Let's get this party started. I walk in, there is nobody in the apartment. Like 0 people. I'm like, all right, great. They're fucking with me. Everyone's hiding. What the fuck is going on? So I go put the beer down in the kitchen. I start looking around, and I hear something. It's a pounding sound. And I
We're all
I hear-
like,
I hear-
Chris!
I hear this sound, and I'm like, wait. So I walk to the door to their balcony because, it's a college apartment. You don't smoke inside. Everyone goes outside to smoke on the balcony. At the time, most of us smoked. So I go out, and I just slowly open the door, and they're all like, hey, you saved us. And I've got this 24 case of beer held over my head. They go, hey, beer!
No, to
so
give you.
just so you know, we were locked out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Somehow the door got locked from our balcony door. So when we went out on the balcony and shut it, the handle was locked to where we couldn't get back in. And it's so depressing being 3 stories up. You're so close to being able to get out, but yet so very far. So, you debate, am I going to make this jump, or am I going to climb down, or what am I going to do? And I was debating it. I was sitting there looking, I'm like, man, I can make this jump, dude. I know I can.
I was like,
And
no,
John
you
is just
cannot.
like, just wait. Someone's going to come.
Just wait.
Someone's
I said,
gonna
Chris is
come.
on the way. He'll come in and
Yeah,
he'll
and I
open the
was
door
like,
for us.
And I was just
And
like,
who
watch,
saved the
Chris ain't gonna
motherfucking day?
come. Yeah, I was just like, Chris ain't gonna come watch this shit. We're gonna wait on someone that ain't even coming. And sure enough, he walks in, and we're just like, yes, he's here. Hallelujah.
So,
Save the day.
Billy saved my life one night, and I saved his.
Yeah, it evens out, you know.
Being trapped in your own 2-foot balcony is super depressing.
Because there was like
Especially
15
when
people on that
I was about
balcony.
to say, especially when there's like 15 people on that balcony and you have no fucking room. It's nuts to butts as far as the eye can see. You know, we were sitting there talking to Bob, you know.
Oh my god, dude. Bob was such a cool tree.
He was such a cool tree.
Was that your
Oh.
safety
Favorite
save
tree.
for that place?
Oh, it was one of them, that's for sure.
Yep, you'd go.
When in doubt, the second you went out on our balcony, the tree that was at the very entrance where the road split coming from the traffic light, it looked like Bob Marley. Bob.
Yeah, you talk to Bob. I'm gonna go talk to Bob real quick and chill out.
It wasn't like it every night though. Only in certain.
Yeah, it had to be
certain,
a windy night.
Certain nights.
It had to be a windy night.
Certain
High
nights
pressure
it really
situations.
stood out. Yes.
Because when it was windy, that the limbs would look like, you know, dreads, and it was like a circle tree, so it kind of like Bob Marley's face. And you know, we would just go out there, because I was never the one that would actually do these like hardcore shit. Like I was a stoner, and that's about it. But I was always the one that would babysit, and I went out with Billy, and I was like, "Hey, dude, how you doing?" He's like, you know, I'm just, you know,
My favorite time with Bob was, so me and Nathan were having fun one night, and it was just me.
I
and
think
Nathan.
I think you need to clarify because just the two of you, and you just said you're having fun. So let's clarify that.
Okay, so our clothes.
They were
are
having
on.
butt sex. Oh, damn.
So Jesus Christ. So we were having fun. Okay, we were in an alternate state of mind. But what happened is I don't. So I know exactly what happened, but this is what we did. We went onto the balcony in our bathing suits and laid on our chairs with like a magazine, and we thought we were at the beach. 100%. That is exactly where we were in our heads. Like we were totally in sync together, and we thought we were on the beach. Well, we were on the balcony on the third story of an apartment, and
Nowhere near the beach, by the way. Just want to point that out.
And it was 4 a.m.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
The sun wasn't even up.
You know what that reminds me of?
But we were talking to Bob the whole time.
That reminds me of Morocco.
Oh fuck, man! You want to go to Morocco?
Fucking Morocco.
So this is when we were still in college,
John and Kyle.
and we were living in the dorms.
Yep.
And this dude goes by the name of Kyle. He comes out, and at the time, he had a penchant for a little bit of opium. So
That motherfucker had a penchant for everything. Don't just classify that him as one drug. No, he did everything you put in front of him.
That's fair. But at the time,
Especially
opium was
with Doug
his,
and Lance.
yeah. At the time, opium was his choice. So he comes out one night, and what he used to do is pull the tobacco out the top part of his cigarette, sprinkle a little bit of opium in, and hit it that way. So I'm watching him hit this, and you could tell he'd already had a couple by that point. And he looks at me and he goes, "Man, you see that over there?" And he points to a street light, and this street light's probably
No, he pointed to a
yards
stop
away.
sign. It was a
I thought
stop
it was a
sign.
stop sign.
Okay,
It was a
you're
stop
right, you're right.
sign.
It was a stop sign. This stop sign was probably 250 yards away, you know, almost on the other side of campus. He's like, "Man, you see that? That's Morocco. I'm going to Morocco, and I'll see you guys later." And he just walked off.
Yeah,
Just walked away.
No joke. Me and Chris are sitting there like, wait, what?
what?
Like,
So this
And
happened to be one of those nights where we were up all night. So 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm outside having a morning cigarette, and here comes Kyle, straight back from the way he came. I looked at him bold face. I said, "Dude, how was Morocco?" He said, "Man, fucking legendary."
Those guys are so stupid.
It was great, though.
God, I know, man. Oh, I know. Jesus.
So
It's
kids,
a
this
surprise
is what
we're
college is
alive.
all about. Yeah, it is a surprise.
It's a real big surprise that we're alive. There's nothing in this world.
Oh yeah.
Like everything that we did, everything that we've ever been involved in. There's no way we didn't catch a charge. We were arrested. No one died.
Dude, I had
from
so
drug
many close
overdose.
encounters. It was crazy, but yeah, I never got in any trouble.
Yeah,
And I can say that confidently now because I don't do what I used to do back then. I ain't gonna get caught.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot.
Yeah,
anymore.
none of us
So-
are that bad anymore.
Yeah, no,
I-
I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah, do you remember
really,
when you
so-
had the mobile drug trafficking truck? You know the old Ford Ranger that you'd have
whoa.
Oh my
everything
God.
in.
Dude, especially because I had all my stuff on me. Like I could get manufacturer, sell everything. I had an open container. I was drinking beer like literally while driving. I was
Yep.
so stupid, but I was. So, because I was cocky, no one could touch me. Well, I rolled a stop sign even though I don't think I actually rolled the stop sign. That's debate for another fucking day. But so the cop pulls me over, and I'm like, okay, I'm in this, single seat Ranger. What am I doing with this beer? What am I doing? So all I did was, and thank God it was wintertime, so I had my puffy jacket. I threw my puffy jacket over the center console and just hit it, like so he couldn't see it. And thank God he didn't ask. He was just like, "Did you know that you rolled through that stop sign?" And I just answered his question. I was like, "No." He's like, "License, insurance." I was like, "Okay, go, bam, bam." He's like, "Hey, man." He was like, "You slow down," but he was like, "Just make sure you come to a complete stop." And I was like, "Okay, no problem. I'll be good. Please leave." Like my voice was starting to crack. I was so terrified because if he would have went to my center console or moved that jacket, I would have been in jail. It would have been over.
Because you had like
was back close.
You had scales, baggies.
Oh, everything, grinder, everything, dude. I had so much weight too.
Yeah, this is when Billy was like a real G. Like I know a lot of people like think that Billy's, and I'm not saying this to disparage you, so just let it flow, Billy. But people used to think that Billy is a rich kid, spoiled, rotten rich kid, and I'm like, to an extent, yes, but Billy also like he knows what it's like to be real. Like he may have come from a rich family, but he doesn't like let that define him. He never was the spoiled rich kid, which is the reason why we got along so fucking well. Because like we both like our parents had money, but we didn't act like it, and it wasn't that big of a deal between the two of us. We just kind of like hung out, and it was a good friendship. And Billy is one of my best friends, and Chris is also one of my best friends. I love Chris to death.
Aren't you so sweet? But I feel like you're about to say something really, really nasty about me.
No. I'm not going to say anything nasty about you. I will wait.
And there's a weird twist in the story.
Right? Yeah, okay, so you felt it too. We both felt that disturbance in the force.
I love Chris to death, but let me tell you what this motherfucker did to me.
Oh, God. Which one is this?
You know what I'm eating today and what I'm going to be eating for the next 2 goddamn weeks?
Look, all I did was do it first, and you decided of your own volition to go on this.
You made it look so, like, easy, and I was like, if this guy sticks to this diet, obviously it works. I'm eating...
Yeah, but see, John, you are picky about food. I don't know. Chris, are you picky about food? You're not that picky, are you?
Not super picky. There are things I won't eat. Some of them are on principle. Some of them I've tried before, but I'm not super picky. I've got the belief if it doesn't kill you, you should try it at least once for most things.
Yeah. I was about to say, oh, really?
For most things. No, so 2 weeks ago from the time of recording this, I went on the potato diet. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's what Kevin Smith did after his heart attack. It's what Penn Jillette did that helped him lose over 100 pounds between that diet and what he changed about his diet afterwards. The basic idea is that you eat nothing but potatoes for 2 straight weeks. That's it. Potatoes, water, black coffee, and black tea. You can put a little bit of salt in your potatoes, and I minorly cheated, and I put organic all-natural stevia in my coffee just to make it drinkable.
God, hold your pinkies up.
Right? The whole point is it's supposed to help bland out your palate. And fucking, you're obviously not taking in as much, so you end up losing weight. And I lost 25 pounds in 2 weeks, and it super worked for me. Well, John and Jesse saw it work for me. They're like, we can do this. We can totally do this. So today is day 1 of their potatoes.
So no protein.
Nothing.
No protein. Just potatoes.
Dude, my body would shut down.
That's kind of what I'm like a little bit terrified of. Is I'm gonna like wake up one day and be like, "Oh, my whole body hurts. I need food."
Oh, well, I mean, you gotta, dude. It's possible because your body, like, if you deprive it of something that you constantly eat, I mean, you're basically just fasting it out in a sense. Like you're detoxing that part of it, so to say.
Basically, that's part of what the diet's there for.
Yeah, and whenever your body detoxes, man, I mean, you're gonna suffer some way. It may not be intense; it could be minor, but something's gonna suffer.
Well, I've already given up caffeine, so
that's good.
Like, I don't have any caffeine in me. I may have like 1 Coke, a day while I'm at work, just so I can have something to drink while I'm eating my my meal. But most of the time, I'm just kind of like, it's just that I need to change up my dietary habits. So. My plan is, and I don't know if Jesse's gonna go with this or not. She probably won't. Which, whatever. It's cool for her. She can lose weight. I can't. I've tried so many times that I've never been able to really lose any significant amount of weight. But I'm gonna try IF. I'm gonna try intermittent fasting as well. So I wake up at 8 in the morning. I don't eat until like I just eat regularly, not like gorging. And we'll see what happens. Well, maybe we'll make it part of the podcast. I'll do my weekly weight and see what's
we'll
going
get
on.
an update and see how. I'm curious to see how the potatoes work out for you, because I think the biggest change for you is going to be your eating habits. Like, you're going to look back and go, wow, I only needed this much potato and I was fine. I obviously don't need this huge plate of this, or you know what, that thing is too sweet or too salty for me. I don't need all that salt and sugar, because that's what it did for me. Is I've basically almost completely cut sugar out of my diet.
So no cheese?
Nope. The only thing I did in my potatoes was put literally, if I was having a whole potato, a pinch of salt, and that's it.
God, see that, man.
Look
What about
at
a
it this
French
way.
fry?
Nope. That
Too
doesn't
salty.
count.
Dude, that's
And it's fried in oil. Now I did air fry potatoes,
okay.
so that kind of helped.
Okay.
But air frying is basically just a tiny little oven. So
Yeah.
my logic behind the whole
Tiny
thing
little
was
oven.
it is.
I like it.
But my logic behind the whole thing was you guys have seen the movie or read the book The Martian, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen the movie, yeah.
Okay, so I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, and in my brain, I kept going, you know what? If fucking Mark Watney can live off potatoes for 470 some odd days, I can do it for 2 freaking weeks.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Finish
my
that book
motivation
again.
as well. That book is so good. Book is so good,
and the movie did like an 85% job of being close to the book. I was very proud of it. But that was my motivation. I figure if this dude can live off potatoes for almost a year and a half, I can live off potatoes for 2 weeks. Now I know it's a movie, but there's real life people that have done it. Like I said, Kevin Smith did it right after he had the heart attack, and it changed his diet drastically. I mean, we've all seen how much weight that dude lost.
He's actually went vegetarian, which is insane.
Same thing with Penn Jillette. After he got done with the potato diet, he ended up going vegetarian, and that dude's down over 100 pounds now in like 2 years. It's ridiculous.
Imagine if I turned into a vegetarian. Holy shit, what a change in my life that would be.
That would be weird.
That would be real weird.
I want to know that world.
I would half eat steaks in front of you to be mean, and half eat steaks in front of you because I can.
Because John will be sitting there with his like organic whatever from some weird animal that we've never heard of with his pinky up saying, I don't need that stuff anymore. And he's all fancy because he's vegetarian.
I don't eat things with a face anymore. You know, you should think about changing your diet up.
Some snobby. All vegetarians and especially vegans get snobby with stuff like that.
Some of them do. Some of them absolutely do. And I know this is a terrible joke to make, but I'm going to say it anyway. One of my best friends in the entire world is a vegan. And you know what I tell her all the time? You know what? It's population control, and baby animals taste delicious.
This is also the same person that would go to McDonald's to get a double cheeseburger without the burger.
That's true. She did that all the time. Double cheeseburger, no burger.
Yeah.
So it's just bread and ketchup and onions and pickles.
Ew.
And cheese.
With cheese. Yeah. I can't do that one.
No,
that one's a step too far.
That makes my face cringe thinking about it.
Exactly. I don't know how they did it for so long.
Nuts.
But yeah, no, I'm kind of excited. I want to see what happens with this diet. I want to see if my palate changes, because that's the biggest thing for me.
Yes.
It's not that I eat a lot. Unless I'm stoned and then get the munchies. But actually, this has been really good.
Munchies.
Yeah, 100%. God, I'd be down pitching like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that's the worst part for you is, you eat at 2 or 3 in the morning, then you go to bed at 4, and then all those calories are sitting there not doing anything.
Right. But I've actually been doing a little bit of experimenting here, folks, and I will just say that the potato diet does work for stoners. You won't get the munchies as hard. So just think of that, folks. It is filling, and that's the good thing about it.
Yeah.
It's filling, and the other part of it is you're just eating bland potato. It's not like, oh my God, this is so delicious, I want to eat more of it because it's good. You're like, it's a bland fucking potato.
Yeah.
I'm done now. I don't need any more. I'm good. So you end up eating way less than you're used to.
Yeah.
See, John, you need to treat potatoes like peanut butter. Put it in a jar and just get your spoon and you just lick it off your spoon like peanut butter, dude. It's the same fucking thing.
I mean, I am
like if you let it sit out long enough and you dry it out, it's the same fucking thing.
I am eating potatoes out of a Tupperware jar right now, so
No,
I guess
there
it
you go.
works.
That's your little peanut butter fix. By the way, John, little munchy snack of choice is a peanut butter jar, and I know he's not the only one in the world. Some of y'all motherfuckers out there do it. I don't get it.
Yeah, just
Neither
a
do I.
spoon and some peanut butter.
It notoriously gives you cotton mouth, and you are eating the most cotton mouth promoting thing on the planet.
Like,
Yeah,
honestly, John, you should buy stock in peanut butter companies.
I just don't
at
understand
this
the
point,
peanut butter one.
Jeff should just cut me a check.
Right? They owe you money.
They owe me money at this point. No, it makes sense. It's salty, it's sweet, it's creamy, and if you get the chunky one, you also have that nice crunch. It hits all the categories, man.
Except you have to have a gallon of water next to you.
No, well, see, that's the thing. I'm like a fucking bear, all right? I salivate and give myself enough, like whenever I'm eating, I'm like drooling a little bit.
But you're
you know?
afraid of bears.
Oh,
But
shit.
he's talking like a Pooh Bear.
Yeah, like a Pooh Bear.
Yeah,
Because that's
he's like
kind
a
of how
Pooh
I would
Bear.
do it. That's
Yeah.
kind of how I would do it. I would just like stick my hand in.
Nah, that's not true. I've seen many a peanut butter knife that can't get clean no matter what.
True. There's a lot of butter knives downstairs that have a slight tinge of brown on them because of fucking peanut butter, man.
John.
It's true.
Look, I like peanut butter, all right? Now, and the funny thing is like, I tried to diet before, and I just got off track with it, but I actually like organic peanut butter. I like
Because
almond
you
butter.
cheated on it with peanut butter.
Listen, I don't need you to disparage my name anymore, okay, Billy? You know, this podcast is supposed to be friends, and I'm starting to think we don't have friendships anymore.
Oh my god, dude.
Billy
I
just
love
buy
the
him a
peanut butter thing.
big ass jar of peanut butter
Dude,
for
I
when he's
know,
done with his
man.
diet.
You buy him a thing of peanut butter, and you buy his wife a thing of pickles. And you got
Yep.
both of them set for life.
Yeah,
Well, actually, while I was on the diet, her and I made homemade pickles, and she's like, "Wait, you can do that?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Oh my god, dude,
of
that's just-
course you can do that." So we got 2 jars of homemade pickles
Cucumber
sitting down there,
vinegar.
and they're delicious.
Did you do anything to the vinegar, or did you just leave it raw?
Half apple cider vinegar, half white
Oh, okay,
vinegar,
nice.
and then mixed pickling spices. Let it sit there for 2 days, and you're good.
Nice, dude. Okay, so yeah, y'all did fucks with it. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it tastes like
That'll be
boarhead
tasty.
pickles.
Yeah.
It's weird to see Chris eating stuff that's not coming out of a box and that you microwave. Like for a long time, and I'm a fat fucker. I will freely admit that I am a fat fucker. But Chris, I swear, if he had the shitty genes that I had, he'd be bigger than me.
Oh, you're absolutely right, because everything I ate came out of the microwave.
Yeah, like everything. I was like, Chris, you have got to change this up. And he's like, oh, it's okay. I'm fine. I was like, oh, now you're fucking depressed. Great. I'll never convince you how to fucking get out of this shit.
Oh, until one day I looked down, I went, "Damn, I don't remember there being that much belly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some potatoes." And then I've been doing meal prep for the last 2 weeks. I have not had one frozen dinner in like 3 weeks. Saturday night was the first time I drank alcohol again in like 3 weeks. I only had 2 drinks. Yeah, it's super changed me. I've been making my own stuff. I've got homemade ketchup and barbecue sauce sitting downstairs, so it doesn't have all the extra sugar bullshit in it. I made my own fucking coffee creamer this morning just so it wouldn't have the extra bullshit in it.
So basically, what we're trying to do here, Billy, is trying
I'm
to convince
sweating
you.
just
Also,
listening to this. This sounds like so much work.
what we're trying to do, Billy, is trying to convince you to do this with us. You know, maybe.
No,
Come on, dude.
I don't
Come
cook.
on.
I don't touch knobs, and when stuff's on fire, it burns shit, and it's usually my food.
Potatoes
Listen.
are easy. You just put them on a pan. You put them in the oven for
Listen,
35 minutes. That's it. That's all it
Listen,
takes.
You have a compelling argument with the potatoes, but it ain't gonna happen. I have
mean-
nothing, or I'm a single man. Nobody tells me no. Okay, it's just easy.
Well,
like
okay. Well, then,
That was-
see it.
That was my logic too. I'm a single man. Why do I need to cook up a big meal if it's just me? That's why everything came out of a microwave. And now John will tell you, I've been in the kitchen more days than anywhere else in this house.
yeah, it's kind of funny. He'll come and be like, "Hey, is this good? Is this the right temp?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're fine." So, like, I'm not even begrudging anymore. I'm kind of enjoying the fact that Chris is now starting to actually give a shit what he puts in his body. I think
Well,
you should
that-
try this too, Billy.
I think you should. Well, that gives me and my mom something to talk about. So now we trade recipes because she's lost insane amounts of weight in the last few years. I'm so proud of her. But now we have something
Same.
else to talk about. We trade recipes back and forth, and it's awesome.
And by the way, Eileen, if you listen to this, for the love of God, stop.
She knows. She knows.
She knows?
She's-
Okay,
She's
God.
she's toned it down because we had gotten onto her. She had gotten to the point where we're like, Ma, you don't need to work out to lose anymore. If you want to stay where you are, that's fine. Just cut back a little bit, please, for us. You're good. My mother weighs less than I do. My mother weighs less than I did at my lowest now, which super impressive. Absolutely impressive. It's incredible the work she's put into it.
And she's kind of hot too now, so there's that.
That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird enough that I think that's a good place to wrap up the show. You just called my mom hot. I got nothing else I can say.
Moment.
Hey, what's your mom up to lately?
All right.
Yeah, so on that note.
Here, guys. This was another episode.
This was story time, apparently. Story time with the Anarchy Arena.
Yeah, story time with the bros.
I think we kind of started on something last week, or the last podcast, really. Talking about the new Tool album. I think that should be like a running joke. Like, we'll talk about the new Tool album, and then we'll just get sidetracked for an hour and be like, all right, well, next episode, we're going to talk about the Tool album. And then
and it never happens.
Yeah, we'll release it 13 episodes later, just so you can get the full effect.
And then I'll come up with like some controversial topic. I'll just be like, dude, old Metallica or like new Metallica is so much better than old Metallica. And then I'll get them fired up.
I will jump through this microphone.
See what I'm saying? I can do that. Like, I'm sorry, we don't have enough time, dude. We don't have enough time.
We really do have to end this before I find a way through this microphone and punch you. We have to end it now. I'm already thinking of ways to do it.
I'm not even serious. See, that's how you end a show.
That is how you end the show. And on that note, I have been Chris Barrett.
I'm the Extreme Master, the one and only.
And I am John the Joker. We thank each and every one of you for being here. And make sure you tune in the next time when we start discussing their finer points of what communism actually is.
That's good.
Wow, even I'm surprised I made it out of our 20s of our lives. And no criminal history? Thank you for joining us today. And make sure you come in for the next episode when we discuss the finer points of World War I. Being told we're not doing that. Well, either way, if you want to keep up with your host's daily lives, make sure you follow us on Twitter at TheMetalBarrett. That's TheMetal, BARRETT, at Anarchy_Arena, and of course, John the Joker 13. See you folks next week.